What are you talking about? Stop playing.
Stop everything. This is not a drill. Somebody get Mona Scott Young on the phone because this love and hip-hop drama just turned into a straight-up crime scene. Kirk Frost and Mendeecees in handcuffs? This isn't some staged reunion fight. This is real, raw, and straight-up breaking news. We're talking full-on mugshot-worthy madness. But how did we get here? Was Yandy somehow involved? Did Kendra lose it? Or did Kirk finally push someone too far with his never-ending nonsense? Let's just say that security never stood a chance. Witnesses report absolute chaos, furniture flying, fists swinging, and pure pandemonium. And now, Kirk and Mendeecees are looking at some serious legal trouble. But what's the real tea? Did Yandy rush to Mendeecees' defense? Is Rashida sticking by Kirk's side? And where in the world was young Jock in all of this? Don't even worry. We have every single detail, the exclusive leaked footage, and trust me, you will not believe how this all went down. So sit back, smash that like button, and let's dive straight into the madness. Now, we all know Kirk Frost and Mendeecees are no strangers to drama. These two could carry an entire season of love and hip-hop on their own. But this is different. This isn't just some cheating scandal or social media beef. This is actual legal trouble. Two grown men, both fathers and so-called businessmen, getting arrested for brawling in a nightclub. You already know Yandy, Kendra, and young Jock were somewhere nearby, stirring the pot and making things 10 times worse. Before we break down the wildest takedown in love and hip-hop history, let's be real. Trouble follows Kirk and Mendeecees like a shadow. Whether it's cheating scandals, fraud cases, or straight-up mess, these two stay making headlines. But this time, this is on a whole other level. The internet is in flames, the streets are buzzing, and even the police had to get involved to shut it all down. So what exactly went down? How did these two end up cuffed, booked, and slapped with charges? Grab some popcorn, because here's how it all started. It all popped off at an upscale nightclub in Atlanta, because of course it did. Kirk Frost, the undisputed king of messy behavior, was spotted getting way too cozy with a woman who was definitely not Rashida. Now you'd think after all the public humiliation, the man would have learned his lesson. But no, there he was, laughing, drinking, whispering in some woman's ear like his entire marriage wasn't on the line. Meanwhile, on the other side of the club, Mendeecees was already in a mood. Sources say he and Yandy had been arguing all day about something that happened on set. Apparently, Yandy was still holding on to that whole fake wedding scandal from years ago. You remember? The time Mendeecees let her think they were legally married, only for her to find out the paperwork was never filed? Yeah, well, Yandy hasn't forgotten. And from the way she was acting, she had no plans to let him forget either. So there's Mendeecees brooding in VIP, and then, boom, he spots Kirk. And not just Kirk, but Kirk all up on another woman. Now, normally, Mendeecees wouldn't care. But in the world of reality TV, everything is about the drama. The last thing he needed was for Yandy to find out he saw Kirk creeping and didn't say a word, especially since Yandy and Rashida are tight. So what does Mendeecees do? He walks straight over to Kirk's section and lets him have it. No warning, no build-up, just straight up smoke. And Kirk? Oh, he tried to laugh it off, just like he always does. "Come on, man, you know how it is," he said, like that was supposed to smooth things over. But Mendeecees wasn't having it. He started going off, calling Kirk out for embarrassing his family, again, telling him that Rashida deserved better, that he was a disgrace, that he needed to do better. And Kirk, instead of shutting it down, he snapped back. "Man, worry about your own marriage before coming at me." Oh, that was the wrong move. Because if there's one thing about Mendeecees, he hates being reminded of his own mess. And Kirk? He hit that nerve. Just like that, things got physical. Security tried to step in, but it was too late. Mendeecees lunged. Kirk swung back. Drinks went flying. People were screaming. It was chaos. And right in the middle of it, young Jock. Yes, young Jock, trying to play peacemaker. Now, why was he even there? That's a mystery we may never solve. But instead of calming things down, Jock made it worse. "Man, y'all gotta chill. Kirk's been wildin' out for years." And just like that, Mendeecees turned on Jock. The whole club exploded into madness, tables flipping, security struggling, phones recording every second. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, Kendra walked in. Sis should have stayed home. But nope, she walked straight into the fire. And the moment she saw Kirk with that woman, it was a wrap. Her face said it all, pure shock and fury. Not only was her husband in the middle of a full-blown brawl, but he was cheating, and with someone she knew. Kendra lost it, screaming, pointing fingers, making a whole scene, so much that the police showed up before security even had a chance to gain control. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Kirk Frost and Mendeecees ended up in handcuffs, looking like two grown men who couldn't keep their hands or their egos in check. The Atlanta PD was not playing. One look at the mess, tables overturned, drinks spilled, people screaming, and they started making arrests on the spot. First to go, Kirk and Mendeecees. And let's be real, Mendeecees' heart had to drop the second he saw those cops. The man has been dealing with legal issues for years. The last thing he needed was to get locked up again. But Kirk? Oh, he still thought he could talk his way out of it. "Come on, man, this ain't nothing, just a small misunderstanding," he told the officers. But the police weren't buying it, especially when multiple witnesses confirmed that Kirk and Mendeecees started the whole thing, and just when it seemed like they were the only ones getting arrested, things took another turn. Remember Kendra? Oh, she wasn't done. While the cops were dealing with Kirk and Mendeecees, she tried to swing on the woman Kirk was with. Yep. Kendra, the lawyer, lost all her composure. Security had to physically hold her back, and at that point, the police had had enough. "That's it, she's coming with us too," one officer shouted. And just like that, Kendra was thrown into the squad car, right next to her husband. And Yandy? She stood there watching the entire thing like she was at a front row movie premiere. But was she about to let Mendeecees get arrested without saying something? You already know she had a few words of her own. And trust me, this is far from over. Now, Kirk, Maisie, and Kendra are all locked up. And let me tell you, the internet absolutely lost its mind the second those mugshots hit the timeline. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, every single platform erupted with memes, reactions, and endless roasting. Kirk was getting dragged for cheating yet again. Maisie was getting clowned for going from Atlanta's most unbothered husband to a full-blown street preacher turned jailbird, and Kendra? Oh, they shredded her for filth. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. Kendra out here fighting side chicks while her man is grinning in jail like it's a family reunion photo. And let's not forget, someone else said, "Somebody tell Kirk that Rashida ain't saving him this time." Speaking of Rashida, what role did she play in all of this? Well, sources say she was minding her business, as always. But the second she got that call about Kirk's arrest, oh baby, she snapped. Insiders say Rashida was done. Like, pack your bags, we're getting a divorce done. And honestly, can you blame her? Kirk has been embarrassing this woman for years. Eventually, enough is enough. But Kirk, being Kirk, thought he could fix it. This man had the audacity to call Rashida from jail with the same tired excuses he's been using for a decade. And guess what Rashida did? Hung up on him. Yes. Sources say she didn't even let him finish his sentence, just hit him with a click and went on about her day. And honestly, good for her. Because if Kirk hasn't learned by now, he never will. Now, let's get back to the jail situation. Kirk, Maisie, and Kendra were all sitting behind bars, waiting to find out what charges they were actually facing. And baby, the L was long. Disorderly conduct, public intoxication, disturbing the peace, resisting arrest. And Kendra? Oh, she got hit with an extra charge, attempted assault. At this point, everyone was scrambling to figure out who was posting bail first. And let's just say, not everybody was feeling generous. Word on the street is that Yandy refused to bail Mendeecees out right away. Yep, you heard that right. She was furious and wanted him to sit there and think about his actions for a while. As for Kirk, he was counting on Rashida, but after that phone call, yeah, he needed to start rethinking his entire life. And Kendra? Well, Sources say young Jock was working behind the scenes to get her out. Because let's be real, if Kendra had to spend even one night in jail, Jock was gonna wake up to divorce papers by morning. Meanwhile, the internet was still eating up every second of this mess. Reality stars were chiming in, fans were comparing their mugshots side by side, and even some celebrities couldn't help but jump in on the drama. One of the wildest comments? 50 Cent hopped on Instagram and said, "Man, love, and hip-hop got more arrests than the Super Bowl." And honestly, he wasn't lying. But here's the real gag. The judge was not about to let them off easy, because this wasn't just some random drama. There were witnesses, there was video footage, and it all went down at an elite club. And the moment the judge watched that footage, the entire courtroom vibe shifted. You could feel the energy change immediately. The footage caught everything. Kirk wilding out, Mendeecees throwing hands, Kendra trying to fight off exhausted security, and police stepping in like they were breaking up a WWE SmackDown match. And if that wasn't enough, the audio caught everything too. "You don't want these troubles, bro," Mendeecees shouted. "You got me fed up, man. Watch yourself," Kirk barked back. "I know you did not just disrespect me like that," Kendra screamed. "Oh, baby." This was way past just some little club altercation. This was concrete proof. And the judge? Not impressed. They looked over their glasses as soon as the video ended and said, "Let me get this straight. You three grown adults thought bringing a WWE SmackDown event to an upscale nightclub was appropriate?" Kendra, Kirk, and Mendeecees sat there looking like three kids caught stealing candy. Then the judge started breaking it down. First up, Mendeecees. "Mr. Harris," the judge said, staring him down, "you've had prior legal troubles. You've been trying to keep clean. And now you're back in my courtroom. For what? A nightclub brawl?" Mendeecees, trying to keep his cool, started, "Your Honor, it wasn't like that. I was just..." "Oh no, it was exactly like that. Because I just saw the footage." Boom. The judge shut him down immediately. Then it was Kirk's turn. And baby, the judge was ready. "Mr. Frost, I almost feel embarrassed for you. You're a middle-aged man out here acting like a reckless teenager, causing scenes in clubs. And let's not forget, you are the reason this whole thing started. Your reckless decisions, your inability to stay loyal, your complete lack of self-control." Kirk had nothing to say. He just sat there looking like he wanted to disappear. And then, Kendra. Now let's not forget, Kendra is an attorney. She knows the law. She's supposed to be the responsible one. So when the judge got to her, she was feeling it. "You are a court officer, Mrs. Robinson. Your job is to uphold the law, not break it. I just watched you try to physically assault another woman. Do you have any idea how unprofessional and downright ridiculous that looks?" Kendra knew she messed up. She was fighting back tears. Then, the judge hit them with their sentencing. Kirk Frost, $10,000 in fines, mandatory anger management, and infidelity counseling. Yes, infidelity counseling. The courtroom exploded. Mendeecees, considering his prior record, 30 days in county jail. Maybe some time away from the nightlife will help you rethink your decisions. And Kendra? A $5,000 fine, professional probation, and a rehabilitation program for public misconduct. And if she slips up again, she risks losing her law license. It was a wrap. Mendeecees was fuming, muttering, "This is some bull," before Yandy elbowed him and whispered, "Boy, shut up before they add more time." Kirk? He looked sick. The only thing on his mind? How am I going to explain this to Rashida? And Kendra? Baby, she was 2 seconds away from a full meltdown. But let me tell you, Rashida was already moving. Because while Kirk was sitting in that courtroom looking dumb, Rashida was out here posting cryptic Instagram messages. A queen knows when to walk away. There's no negotiating respect. Some people will never change. Oh yeah, she was done. Fans were eating this up. Twitter was on fire with tweets like, "Bro went from 'I am the man of the house' to 'I am in court for acting a fool real quick." And the memes? Iconic. So what comes next? Kirk is scrambling to fix his marriage. Mendeecees is counting down the days until his release. Kendra is praying her legal career survives. And Rashida? Oh baby, she is out. So tell me, whose side are y'all on? Is this really the end for Kirk and Rashida? Will Kendra lose her law license? And did Macy deserve that 30-day sentence? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because this tea, it's still boiling, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Next,